So last week, we had looked into dimensions of health. Today, we will just continue. This is the second part of that. Yes, last time when we were looking into that, we talked about definition from, WHO, World Health Organization, that how, long time back, 1948, first they described that health is not just absence of any disease or any illness. They included the physical part, mental part, and social well-being. So it should be not seen as physically I'm fit means I'm healthy. These are two different things. Then later on, you can say about 40 years later, they added another element in 1986, where they said, okay, from the social and your capability and personal resources or physical capabilities, are you able to do what you are supposed to do, what you are able to do, what you would wish to do, kind of thing. So it's different elements and not just one part, which is physically I look thin, lean, and I may seem to be healthy, but may not be. So we looked into different elements of health. Health, again, the first thing comes to our mind is the physical part. And it is true. Physical health is something that is visible. So that is the first thing people look into. And people comment mostly by the physical appearance of a person. And they say, oh, you are very fit or healthy or whatever, just by looking the physical part. But physical part, which may be very visible, may not be everything. And we will look into that today in detail. But then there is another element, which is mental health. And mental health, you may not be able to see. But this is where a lot of issues, especially, as early as youth, you will see some challenges, or even in a young age, that you will see in a people, as simple as depression, and as much as, all the way we go, whether it is autism or any other kind of mental health issue, which becomes visible as period of time goes. Similarly, emotional health, extremely important, linked to the mental health, still different, because here you may be all good, but you are not able to express your emotions. You are holding everything inside. And there is a huge risk when you hold everything, you don't express your emotions. You don't let go your emotions, because emotions are nothing but they are chemicals in our body. Because the way the body works, if we recall the quantum physics discussion, based on your thoughts comes based on your feeling, and then emotion, and based on emotion gets your chemical reaction in the body, different hormones, different neuropeptides, so which we will again look into. And then the spiritual health. Now, of course, all three are important above, but spiritual health takes you to a different element, different level. And the lack of spiritual health can really create some kind of, you can say, the gap, stress, or the positive side of spiritual health is how it pulls you out from any situation. Like we cleanse ourselves every day, we take shower and all. Spiritual health cleanse you from inside. It helps you to keep yourself healthy and happy. And this is something that we will look into it. So it's not any kind of religious activity. We are talking about spirituality, which is related to human. It has nothing to do what belief system you have, what religion, what country, what society you live in. It has nothing to do with that. Only element purely depends on the human part, which we are all made the same way, and how it impacts is also the same. So looking into it deeply and understanding this element, that how physical part is a very small section of the pie, it's not everything. So our body works in a certain way, and many of us may not know about it. There is no general, teaching or understanding, and we may know at a very high level. But specific to our topic, the signal, the way it moves in the body. One way is the blood, and the blood system have lymph, and the hormones are released into the blood. So as we were saying, based on your thoughts, you will have some feelings, and based on the feelings, you will have emotions. Based on the emotions, body will secrete some hormones. Like, for example, if you are watching a horror movie, you are screaming, right? Then body will release one type of chemicals. And if you are having fun, you are enjoying, and that's why you are screaming, right? You may have a different set of chemicals. So it's all based on your thoughts. Now, once released in the blood, it will go to different part of your body. So that's how the brain or the body is transmitting signal. So it is fast, it goes in the blood, goes to the different organs, but there is a faster way compared to this blood mechanism, and which is our nervous system sending electrical signal. So electrical signal is faster than this mechanical, which is through blood, because blood physically has to go from one part of the body to the other, from the heart pumping to all other parts of the body. It takes certain time. Electrical signal takes much less than that. And neurons, which is transmitting signals, it goes to different part of the body much faster. This way, the body is telling us that, okay, now time for this, now time for that. The thing that autonomous nervous system is controlling, like, for example, our blood pressure, pH of the blood, many, many things, we don't control. The body manages. Now, how does it manage? Again, through these information management system. Electrical signal is faster than mechanical, like blood. However, electromagnetic is even faster than pure electric system. So connective tissue is something that uses this mechanism, because neurons or the blood vessels do not go to each and every cell of our body. Blood goes, but they are very small. However, it's not smaller than every cell. It does not go to individual cells. So how do every cell get the signal? Every cell does not even have neurons coming to it. So how do they get? And this is where this connective tissue or the electromagnetism come into play. And this ensures that every cell of the body gets the message what to do when. And that's how our body functions properly. To maintain these information system, to ensure the body works in optimum condition, that's why we get into meditation, pranayama, yoga, and all other things. So that's how biologically or scientifically it works. When you do that, it maintains this energy, this pathway, this mechanism. Now, it is not something that we just realize now, or 100 years or 200 years. We are going thousands of years. 5,000 plus years, Ayurveda has already mentioned 6 stages of illnesses. So Ayurveda, or if you refer to Chinese, TCM, traditional Chinese medicine, or Egyptians, with thousands of years old civilizations, they were aware of such thing. They may have described it slightly differently. However, it refers to same thing. So this is nothing new. It is ancient system. It goes over generations of research and understanding. It's not like today we have all the equipment, hospitals, and fancy stuff that we can research this. So imagine at that age, they had this wisdom. They had deep understanding of how this human system works. In some way, you can say now we know less than what we knew thousands of years ago. And there is a reason for that. We lost that knowledge somewhere, and now we are so much dependent on just pure science proving and all that. We have lost that wisdom. So how this illness develops, how it connects the mind, the energy flow in this body, that we need to understand. Because if we understand that, then we will understand why when we talk of meditation or any such thing or spirituality, how important it is and what it does to us. So, 3 levels of illness when we are talking about. We talk about mental level, energy level, and physiological level. So, we will go in the reverse order. That means we will talk about the physiological level first, which is the last stage. So out of 6 stages, let's talk about the very last, the 6th stage. Acute illness means now the illness is there in your physical body. It's already there. Whether it's a simple headache, whether it's blood pressure, whether it's diabetic condition, or whether you have heart issue, any life-threatening critical illness, doesn't matter what. So when we are talking about acute illness, if you leave it untreated, it can turn into chronic issue. A long period of time when you have acute issue, it can become chronic. So what happens nowadays? You have this kind of feeling that anytime I have a running nose, immediately I should take some medicine to stop it. Or if you have diarrhea, immediately take medicine to, come out of it, to stop it. Think about it. What are we doing? Why do you have running nose or diarrhea, things like that? Because the body says there is something inside your body which is toxin, which is like a poison for the body. It has to go out. That's why it changes the mechanism. And all of a sudden you have a running nose or you have a diarrhea. And what are we doing? We are reversing it. We are blocking it. And we feel good that I took the medicine, I took the pill, one pill, and then it blocked. And now I don't have diarrhea or I don't have running nose. But imagine what you are doing. You are keeping the toxin, the poison inside your body because you're not letting it go out. Yes, you should not get dehydrated and all. Take care of that. Drink enough fluids and all that. That's okay. But when we are blocking, we are not letting it go out. That means the toxin stays inside. And toxin staying inside can never be a good thing. That means now you are having physical level issue. You have some illness, some diseases. It will remain inside, means it will create bigger problem later on because that toxin has not gone out. But before this physical level, you have some illness and all. What happens a step before that? Does it come straight away in your physical level? No. First, the body gives you symptoms. It will be kind of, knocking on the door and say, listen, there is something wrong, take care. But most of the time we ignore. And when you ignore for a long time, it becomes acute illness, which is next step, number 6, we just talked about. Why do we ignore? Most of the time we say, oh, I'm busy right now. I don't want to look into it. I don't want to go to a doctor or get some advice. I will deal with it later. Because we are very busy in our day-to-day life. It might be a mild headache. It may be some, uncomfortable feeling, pain in the chest. And we say, I'm young. Don't worry. I'll deal with it later. What are we doing? We are neglecting the symptoms that body is telling us. And when you keep neglecting, body says, listen, now I'm going from bad to worse. And now those symptoms shows up as illness or disease. But if you pay attention to your symptoms, you can avoid disease or illness. Why to fix something when it is completely broken? Symptoms means already getting, downhill and getting broken or developing issues in the body, but at least it is still an early stage. If you do not want even symptoms, why get headache? Why get, chest pain? Then do not let those toxins accumulate in your body. Because symptoms means, like if you are getting headache, means something is wrong, like we were talking about diarrhea or running nose. If you do not accumulate toxins in your body, you will not have any symptoms coming up. Because symptoms means there are toxins and they are developing. That's why the body is saying, hey, something is different, take care. So the question is, are we even aware? Sometimes you have muscle pain because you all of a sudden did some exercise or some physical work. That's a different thing. But in our day-to-day life, we think we are so much advanced, but are we really? Do we have this wisdom to understand that is this toxins, is this what? Can we differentiate? And if you do not want any kind of symptoms, you want to stay healthy, get rid of toxins from your body. So 2 steps. Don't intake a lot of toxins. That is first, because you will get rid of when you intake. If you don't intake, you don't need to get rid of. Toxins are everywhere. Like simple example is your household cleaning chemicals. You know, we clean our house, we have to, but you're using a lot of chemicals, which is not good. So if you switch to some organic, some, not so much processed things, less toxins. If you're eating food which is washed properly or organic food, then you're not eating the fertilizer or other chemicals which goes in your body, and now those has to be removed. But if you do normal activities, which is like kriyas, like Jalniti, Sutraniti, Kunjal, Anima, you will stay healthy because you are getting rid of those toxins regularly. If you say this is too much, okay, fasting. Once a week, you said cannot. Okay, once a month, you say cannot. At least do, 2 times on Navratris, or whatever you want to pick as a reminder. So then we get rid of toxins. Now, why toxins gets accumulated in our body? Because the body is designed to get rid of toxins automatically. Why body is not able to get rid of? Because there is some change, some impact in our metabolism. Why? Our body works on the energy flow. There is some imbalance. We have nadis and 36,000 left side, 36,000 right side, which we call Ida and Pingla. Sushumna is right in the middle, but let's forget about that. Let's talk just Ida Pingla, which is in Chinese, they call meridians. Energy, these are invisible path. Energy flows through it. Whenever there is imbalance, your metabolism gets impacted. Or because of your metabolism getting impacted, you will have different energy flow or blockages in energy flow. When you do meditation, when you do pranayam or even yoga, you are opening these blockages. So imagine, if you keep your metabolism properly, you are not getting into a situation where you have a lot of toxins in the body. If there is no toxin, there is no question of symptoms or any disease. So why not fix here? Why go to even toxin level? Keep the metabolism healthy. Now, what is disturbing this metabolism? Because this is number 3. Let's go a step back. Is your lifestyle. Your metabolism gets disturbed because of the lifestyle. What does lifestyle means? It includes everything like what time you wake up, what time you sleep, what do you eat, how frequently you eat. Not just what you eat, how frequently, how are you eating? Are you chewing or gulping? Are you drinking water a lot along with when you're eating? So you are diluting the juices, you're making your stomach do much harder work because you are drinking water along with the food, which you should not. If you're drinking too cold water, sometimes people do. So again, you're making your body do a lot of work. How do you treat yourself and others? Are you doing some exercise or just sitting all day? So physical activity, All this is part of the lifestyle. Are you in nature or just staying whole day either in your car, office, or home? Are you in touch with the fresh air, fresh water, sky, earth? Means walking on the floor, on the ground, means whether grass or ground doesn't matter, but barefoot. Are you getting, do you walk outside when sun is out so that you get vitamin D and direct contact with sun? Of course, if it is hot temperature, don't go peaks. Afternoon, you can go early morning, evening. All this is part of lifestyle. When we don't do this right, now your metabolism gets impacted. And now you have toxins in your body. And now you have symptoms coming and then illness. But what is number one? This is still number two. And number one, when we get into, you understand your each hour of the day means something. There is energy going to a particular part of your body in different time of the day. When you disturb that, you disturb functioning of that organ. So if you sleep late, when it was time at, in the night, say 10 p.m., when it was time for full digestion and the absorption, when it is time for liver to function 2 a.m., because time is now. And if you sleep midnight, students do very commonly, or people, they party late and sleep late. So now the digestion, everything is late. So when the time for liver comes, you are just digesting. When the time was for absorption, 6 a.m., you are still expecting it to be broken down by liver. So everything is disturbed the way the body is supposed to work. And then we get into our situation where we end up with some discomfort, illness, diseases. But what is number one? Number one is your thought. This is where you make or break everything. If you just do a simple observe, like whole day, what kind of thoughts you are getting? How many are positive? How many are negative? What kind of personality do you have? Are you always complaining? Are you always whining? Are you always thinking about possible negative outcomes in life? That this will go wrong, that will go wrong, what if? What kind of emotional, psychological, or social well-being, if you look into, what do you think, where you stand? How well you can handle stress, handle your emotion. And that's why we say do meditation, yoga, pranayam, because it helps you in working with your thoughts. It helps in reducing the negativity in your head, bringing positivity up. All the negativity brings negative emotions more and more, which is lack of self-confidence, lack of self-respect, self-trust, all those kind of issues. And you end up being so negative that you're always thinking negative. Negative thought can never give you positive health. It will always pull you down. It will reduce your energy level. So thoughts, that's number one. And this was mentioned 5,000 years ago. So it's not something we just discovered now. In fact, now we are proving it with science. And now people say, oh yeah, but this was known for thousands of years. And how to fix is so simple. Meditation, affirmation, visualization, forgiveness, gratitude. These are the 4 pillars which I strongly believe in. And that's why I call them 4 pillars of meditation, because when you do meditation along with these 4, simple affirmation, visualization, they are combined, and then forgiveness, gratitude, you will keep positivity full on and you will avoid negativity. So if you really see 6 stages of illnesses, it starts from your mindset. Negativity means you get into the red zone right away. If you have unhealthy lifestyle, you will get into red zone. Because either of this will get you into a imbalance in your energy in the body. Metabolism will get disturbed. When metabolism gets disturbed, what happens? Toxins get accumulated in your body. When toxins level goes up, you're not letting it go out of the body, body will give you symptoms. Even at that stage, if you take care of it, you can come into green. But when we miss, we are not aware, we are not even thinking in those terms, then from symptoms, you get into acute illness. And acute illness, if you don't treat it for a long time, can become chronic issue. But instead, if you can at least get to the symptoms level, take care of it, now you are reducing your symptoms, you're reducing your toxins, you are getting into the positive health, which is mindset, everything. Stay healthy, keep following this, which is yoga, meditation, pranayama, or whichever way, simple walking outside, out in the nature, go to the park. All these things or any of these things can help you. So remember, first is your thoughts, what kind of emotions you are generating, and then lifestyle. If you can work on these two, you can stay healthy and happy throughout your life. You don't need to go and see doctors. You don't need to worry about your health issues. So masters,